Hello and welcome again to Aussie Tech Heads, episode 329, Thursday, the 21st of the 2nd, 2013. Hope you've all had a wonderful week and getting ready for some more tech news. What's happening around Australia and the world, we're going to bring it to you right now. And the Aussie Tech Heads is obviously brought to you by the hosting, aussietechheads.com.au/hosting, fast, reliable and affordable Sydney servers. So if you're on some crazy server somewhere and you need some hosting because you're not getting any satisfaction, come along and have a look at our plans. And if there's not a plan there that suits you, then we'll make one up. So how does that? You can't get any better than that. And I will install WordPress for you if you want. All that sort of stuff. All right. Now, we've got a full complement back here tonight. We've got Eric, Will, and Shane. Hello. Who's going first? Eric, how you going?
I'll go first. Why the hell not? How is everybody?
Good. Now, we haven't seen you for a couple of weeks.
It's been 3 weeks.
Has it been 3 weeks? Wow. So
Yep.
That's good. So you're all charged up and you've got heaps of stories and charging in.
Not really. No, typical Thursday. Everything. My mixer wasn't working. Couldn't hear anything. Just
all that sort of
a bit
stuff.
rusty.
And
That's all right.
we welcome back Shane. He's been away for a week. How you going, Shane?
I'm good. How is everyone else?
Yeah, good. And Will, trusty old Will. Where's he? He's around here somewhere. Hey, Will.
Yeah, I'm always kicking around somewhere, and lurking in the background in dark alleys.
That's right. Now, before
hang on.
before the show every Thursday night, we have the replay of Tech Webcast. So if you want to go and have a look at that, join us at around about 7 o'clock before the show, Queensland time, 7 o'clock Queensland time, at aussietechheads.com.au/live. Grab them or go to the webpage or iTunes and subscribe to them. And what else has been going on? Nothing much. You can follow us on Twitter at Aussie Tech Heads or the Twitter news feed at Aussie Tech News. And plus also, I've putting in the Facebook. Just like us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads. And each day I'm going to try and put a paid app which is free for the day. I'm going to tell you about it. One of my choosing. Okay, so one that I think is good, because there's a few that go free, and I'm just going to pick one of them that I think is good. Now, there's a really good one the other day. It was called Slashtop or something. And yeah, great. I'm going to review that one of these weeks, but it is brilliant, and I'll show you what that does later on. It's brilliant. I love it. Fell in love with it as soon as I saw it. Now, also tonight, I think tonight is the first occasion that we actually have live studio audience. And we have DT. He's in the virtual lounge, and he's also in the real lounge. He can't speak because he's got no mic. He's just watching. So shout out, a wave to DT.
If that's all I knew, that's all it took.
What?
Take the mic off him.
Oh, right. No, he's plugged in. He's on the stream. He's chatting away in the virtual and everything. And also, yes, thanks to the lounge who join us each week at aussietechheads.com.au/live. So good stuff. All right. So let's try and we might as well get into it, shall we? Or should I tell you about our competition? I'll tell you about the competition first. The competition is going to run next month, but we're going to have a monthly sort of focus on different things. And next month, we decided we wanted to have like a bit of a focus on fitness, because we all sit at the computer too much. And so we thought, well, maybe we can do something to try and get us all moving a bit. So we've got a couple of codes to give away for a little app, and it's iOS and Android apparently, so it will work on both. The codes apparently will work on both. And the app, it will be Runtastic Pro. So what happens is it's one of those apps where you, you plug in where you're going, or a GPS tracks you, tells you how fast you're going and all this sort of stuff. So, but I'll tell you more about that next week when the fitness month is on. But I just wanted, because we're just sort of kicking off, I thought we'll give you the heads up now, and because we want to start giving some codes away. We're going to give away 2 a week, okay, for the next month. So if you want to win one, all you got to do is you've got to be a follower of the Twitter. You've got to be a follower of at Aussie Tech Heads, and you've got to tweet something within the next week or within the next month, and you've got to include at Aussie Tech Heads and hashtag Runtastic, okay? So you got to do those, and we'll pick 2 randoms each week, and you can get a code. But you must be a follower at Aussie Tech Heads, hashtag Runtastic. Handle it? Cool. I'll put it on the Facebook page as well if you can't remember. All right, now where are we going? Let's start with some stories. Who wanted to start? Eric, we haven't heard from you for 3 weeks. Do you want to start?
No, not really.
All right. Pretty please.
Do I have to?
Oh, okay.
I want to give someone a free plug later. I'll start on one condition. I'll go first.
Yep.
If I can give someone a free plug.
Yeah, well,
throughout the show.
why not?
Well,
Why
we can't get any paid plugs, so you might as well give them away for free.
Oh. Well, you never know. This guy might come on board. As they say.
Eric's life camp.
What? What are you talking about? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you tell people where they're going wrong in their life.
No, I just tell them where to go.
Yeah, that's right. They'll give me your 500, tell you where to go. Thanks very much.
That's right.
See you
Give
next
me
week.
500, and I'll say, oh, look, lesson in life, Eric Franco, $500, please. Say, listen, son, sit down, listen carefully. Go on.
And
F yourself.
next week, I'll tell you to go further.
That's right.
Okay.
All right, okay.
All right, let's go. What do you got?
First story. iPhone 5 and iPhone 4S top Samsung Galaxy S3 in worldwide smartphone shipments in fourth quarter 2012. So there you go. Yeah, I thought Samsung was all over it, to tell you the truth.
So
Not only did the iPhone 5 top the market.
Two
Beg your pardon?
iPhones outsell one phone that wasn't released until nearly the end of the quarter. Yeah, that's great statistics, that one.
Statistics don't lie, Will.
Yeah. Okay.
Just starting early, guys.
Just ask Julia.
All
Not
right.
only did the iPhone 5 top the market, but the iPhone 4S also saw more shipments than the Galaxy S3.
Well, there
As
you go.
shipments of the previous generation iPhone actually saw an uptick in the fourth quarter after Apple cut pricing.
Oh, what is that? Is the
that's on the
iPhone,
show note.
is the iPhone cheaper, is it?
Oh, well, the iPhone 4S is.
It's cheaper than it was, yeah.
Did anyone ever...
No, iPhone 5 hasn't come down in price.
Has anyone heard, remember at the launch of the iPhone 5, there was something about the iPhone 4 going to be available for free on certain plans in the US? So I wonder if, has anyone heard that coming out here?
I don't think it was free. I think it was something like $50.
Oh, rightio. I've always...
And it would have been a contract as well.
Contract, that's right.
Yes, but...
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a freebie. They just lower the what you call it, the sign-up handset price and slug you on the contract probably.
Yeah, I'm sure they get their money from somewhere. But also, just
Well, they have to.
while you're sitting there with iPhone 5s and talking about iPhone 5, see, I hope you haven't got this story, Eric, but there's a flaw.
Oh, probably not.
A flaw in the iPhone.
Oh no! I might have to get myself an Android now.
Apparently.
I don't think so.
So apparently, as described by Video Barraquito on his YouTube page, the iPhone will let anyone see your contacts and photos. So it's a bit of a rigmarole. Like you've got to go through. Well,
Oh yeah, you'd have to be pretty keen.
Yeah, I know. But this, I don't know how anyone would ever get to unravel this. But this is the method. Involves going into the emergency call screen, tapping the power button, dialing the. This might be only US only, by the way. But dialing the GSM International Emergency number 112, cancelling, holding down the power button again for a second or two,
Oh, good
and,
God.
and hitting the emergency call again. The phone then unlocks for a moment. Hitting the home button immediately gives the user the access to the contact list, calling app, voice, and photos, all without the passcode. Oh dear, there you go.
Jeez, knock yourself out, people.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Good
right.
luck.
Yeah, good
But
luck with that.
once again, it's one of those physical access flaws. If you've got physical access to any device, you can get into it.
Oh, any device, right? If someone's sitting in front of my computer, they could get into that too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So any physical access flaw really isn't anything to worry about too much, especially when it's something that complicated.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
right. That's right. All right. So now look, there's a couple more Apple stories. I feel sure, but look, I forgot to do Shane. We forgot to do the this week in tech history.
This week in history.
So briefly, what's happened this week in years gone by?
All right, so let's start with February 20, and this one isn't actually in the notes. I'm just going to do off the cuff.
Oh yeah.
February 20, not exactly what year it happened, but I think 1972 at a guess. An Australian man was born. He went on to be an entrepreneur, a podcasting king, and we all know and love him.
Australian guy.
Yep, happy
He's a
birthday
class-
yesterday, Glenn.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah. Happy birthday, you old
Yeah.
bastard.
thanks. Not as old as you, I feel sure. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was birthday yesterday. Yeah, another year older, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, thanks for all the Facebook wishes and thanks for all the tweets and all that sort of stuff. So good on yous. I love yous. All right. What else happened? That more important things would have happened than that. What else happened?
Yeah, so back to our regular program. Also on February 20, 1962, and apologies if Americans find this offensive, especially since I'm going there later, Yank in orbit.
What, they don't like getting called Yanks?
But you do know that Yanks, the term Yank really relates to people on the northern and east coast of America, not all Americans.
Yeah,
so
right.
Just to let you know.
Seppo is more offensive.
Mainly.
Yeah, New York Yankees, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, carrying on. 1962, John Glenn isn't the first American in space. Alan Shepard was 11 months earlier, but John Glenn was the first person to orbit the Earth. He goes on to say that he was a combat pilot of 100 missions during World War II and the Korean War. He then went on to become a senator, I believe, or a congressman.
Yeah. Okay.
A politician of some sort. He then went back into space in the 90s, I think it was, and then he was the oldest astronaut in space.
Wow.
He went back on one of the shuttle flights. I think it was in the 90s.
Did you see through
the
the week that that Mars rover thing? They've drilled into a rock or something. That's the first time that anything's drilled into a rock and got some samples on an alien on another planet. So that's all good. They've probably done on the moon, but first time on a planet. All right, next one.
Just one more little thing about the John Glenn thing. One of his, I think it was obviously I don't know if it was the shuttle flight or the first flight, but he hooned over Perth. And we've got in Kwinana, we've got this big stack thing that's a refinery kind of chimney. And he mistook that as, the lights of Perth and all that kind of stuff. So just a little kind of side about my hometown.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And moving on. February 19, this is going smoothly. February 19, 1473, Copernicus was born.
Good on him.
Nicholas Copernicus was born in Poland of German parents, so consequently both countries claim them as his own. He's an astronomer and he was a staunch Catholic supporter or follower. However, he had a bit of a falling out with the hierarchy of the Catholic organisation back in the obviously back when he was alive, because he was the astronomer that decided or proved that Earth wasn't actually the centre of the solar system and Earth was rotating around the sun.
Oh, well, there you go. You got a lot of space ones this week.
I was looking at that and I'm thinking, it's a good week, and then I looked at it, they're all space related, but you can't help what happens, I suppose.
Except for this one.
Except this one, yeah. February 15, 1995, Mitnick was arrested. This is the guy that's probably the most well-known of hackers, probably him and Captain Crunch and a couple of other blokes, and obviously the Australian guy from WikiLeaks.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so he goes on to say that he was arrested in 1995. The case bestowed upon Mitnick was was basically the one that made it popular, or not made popular, but made people in mainstream society aware of computer hacking. He spent obviously a lot of time in jail. I don't know if it was during a parole period or before he went into jail or just after he came out of jail, but basically there was a period of time where he wasn't allowed to go into a computer store or anywhere near a computer because that would break his parole conditions. So it must have been while he was out on parole.
Yeah, right. So
I think that even... Sorry?
I was going to say, do we know what's he up to now? Is he gone or is he still with us?
No, he's still alive. He was actually interviewed by Leo on Twit probably a couple of years ago now. I think he actually even gave Leo the opportunity, for the want of a better word, to actually broadcast him on the day that he was actually allowed to touch a computer again.
Oh, okay, right.
Because obviously in the tech world that was kind of a big deal, and Leo kind of covered it.
Oh, right. So he did. He went and covered it. Cool.
Yeah, and then he interviewed him in later on, I think as part of his triangulation program that he does.
Oh yeah.
And turns out he's actually working. He's turned his craft, if you want. He uses it for good these days. And last time I heard, he was working for he either owned his own or he worked for another computer software security mob, basically testing out security flaws and stuff.
Oh right.
So yeah,
Cool.
That's what he does.
And
Moving on.
yeah, just whip through these last two.
Yeah, okay. Stop asking questions.
Sorry.
How dare you try to educate yourself? The show's not about learning.
Never.
February 14, 1989, GPS enters orbit. This is the year that the first of 24 satellites made it up into the global positioning system, which launched into space, which made up the global positioning system.
89.
They're basically, yeah, it was Reagan, I think, was the president that basically opened it up to the world as well, late in his kind of term or whatever they call it, because it was only a military thing, and then at some point,
89 was the launch of the public side of it.
Okay.
The first satellite was launched on 22nd of February 78.
78.
Where'd you see that?
Yeah, that was the first military GPS launch.
All right.
Okay.
Next one.
So obviously this, just refers to the public stuff.
Yeah.
1990, February 13, seeing the Earth as others see us. This is basically where Voyager 1 has sent back some images which it captured that, took pictures of Earth.
Cool.
I would have thought that those sorts of things would have been well and surely, before that I thought maybe one of the Apollo missions would have done that sort of thing, but apparently it was 1990, February 13.
Nice. All right. Well, moving from how others see us to how we see ourselves, let's go Vodafone. Now, Vodafone, they're still hanging around. They're has kicked off tests of its 1800 megahertz 4G network in Sydney's eastern suburbs, recording, how's this one, peak download or downlink speeds as high as 67 megabytes. Do we like that?
Yeah, don't believe it.
Don't
believe it.
Yeah.
Do we like that?
No one's using it, that's why.
That's right. There's the only bloke on the network was the bloke using it.
Yeah, but I do like how the story ends, though. It says that Vodafone noted that these were strictly test speeds and that users on the live network should expect downlink performance more in the range of 2.
Yeah, hang on, 2 megabits.
2 to
That's
4G.
what, on their 4G. Are you for real?
yes.
I
There
reckon I
are,
could like-
there are a squillion people on Telstra on 4G, and we're getting 50 down and 50 up.
That's right. But yes,
Yeah, we're getting about, in Brisbane, we get about 15 down and 15 up. But even still, that's,
Still, yeah.
well, yeah. So it's just strange. That story was just wild.
Jesus, oh, good one, Vodafone.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They do-
Oh, my God.
They do test speeds at 67, and then we're only supposed to realistically get. Well, it does say 2 to 40, so you can bet your bottom dollar it'll be 2.
that's 2.
I figured it's, yeah.
Did you see that? I'll have to look. I can't remember what the story is, but Vodafone's laying off support staff or something because they're sitting around doing nothing effectively because there's no customers left to support.
Oh dear.
Telstra's
that's
dropped
just
600
shocking.
staff as well.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
shocking.
Hey,
I said Telstra's dropped 600 staff out of their White Pages division.
Oh, yeah, but
or
that's
Census
pretty-
division.
yeah, I'm sorry, but did you really expect Yellow Pages and White Pages to live in as a book? Like, really?
You go to the white pages on the internet. Why would you want a printed version?
yeah.
I don't even go to the White Pages on the internet. If I want something, I just Google it and let it tell me the address.
Or that.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's finished. They're finished. The white pages and all that. I've actually gone onto that. Will put me onto a web page, and I think there's actually a link on the front of whitepages.com.au now where you can actually turn off getting the books. So save the environment and turn it off.
You know who's going to really miss the white pages, the phone books?
My mother-in-law.
No, the police.
What?
You know why?
Hitting people over
Because
the
it's the only way they can beat you up without showing any bruises.
head.
I
Yeah.
don't know. They drop them
It's
on your
true.
feet these days.
If you want to, if you get beaten up by a cop, there's no knuckle prints or anything like that on it. So they use the phone book.
Actually, it's funny. They've taken the on the front page of Yellow Pages. There used to be click here to remove yourself from the mailing list or the drop off list. It's now no longer on the front page. So obviously, a hell of a lot of people decided they don't want it anymore, and they're like, "Oh, we probably should stop advertising this."
Well, look,
Yeah, our website's getting inundated. It keeps crashing because everyone keeps signing up for no.
I actually got
we're not selling any books.
I got an unsolicited email, as far as I could tell, was unsolicited the other day, and it was all about how to write, or will help you write or publish an attractive Yellow Pages ad. I just went, what?
What?
I know. I said, what?
All right. Well, keep an eye on that advertising agency filing for bankruptcy soon.
My boss, I finally convinced him to not take out an ad. He's been taking out an ad in the Yellow Pages for the last 5 years.
And it's so expensive.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been getting dearer and dearer every year, and everybody we speak to now finds us online. I finally convinced him not to do it, and he got a phone call the other day from Yellow Pages saying, "Oh, do you still want to take out your quarter-page ad?" He's like, "Oh, okay, how much?" I said, "Well, if we look through our records last year, you paid, I don't know, $1,000 or something. I think it was for $1,000. I think it was $1,000 for
no,
a
it's more than that.
This is like last year,
right?"
And then
Yeah,
he
$2,000.
said, "Yeah, all right. Well, what are you offering?" They said, "Well, we can offer you an 8th-page ad, and
A what page? 8-page.
8th page.
An eighth. Oh, an eighth of a page.
Yep. That with a web link, so when you type it, it comes up on the Yellow Pages. $6,000.
Oh.
We went, no, thank you.
Oh.
That's just they're pricing themselves out of the market. What they
Yeah.
should be doing is saying, "How about $300?" And then the Yellow Pages would be full, and you get a link on the website as well.
Yeah.
That's how you make money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one
Well,
picks up
no.
the books. No
At
one
the
picks them up.
moment, it'd be, we'll give you $100.
Yeah, well,
Shut up. To not ring me again.
we'll pay you to take our books. Can you please?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So moving on.
We'll just use them again next year. Nobody uses them anyway, so we'll collect the ones you don't want, and we'll buy them back off you, and we'll give them to someone else next year.
That's right.
Well, that's right. Number doesn't change much.
Now, what's going on here? What else have we got here? So let's have a look. Shane, you got one that something's closing down. I've never used the. Oh, this is what Eric uses. Is this right? Shane.
Posterous. Yeah, I'm here. Posterous will be shutting down on April 30. Co-founder Gary Tan launches Posthaven to save your sites.
Is that what you use,
it's
Eric?
a story.
Yeah, used to.
You're finished.
Yeah, so Eric.
Oh, well, it's still up there, but it'll probably die its natural.
Yeah. Well, especially given how they're going to close it. I mean, I have used it, but I never found a use for it. I mean, it was a nice site. There's nothing wrong with it, but the problem is, and this was always going to be an issue with social media sites in particular. There's so much overlap now.
Yeah, there's too much.
You know,
Now you want me to do Yammer, for God's sake.
Oh, yammer. How good's that? Well, that's just.
Well, I mean-
I was sitting down sending emails, and I thought, well, I don't want to put in a to and a from and an all the subject. I just want to talk.
Oh, gee, it's hard. Did you raise a sweat?
Oh, I did. I just want to just be able to say, send you a tweet.
Do you have a light out and a Bex?
I just want to send a tweet like message, and Yammer's good.
Yammer's handy because it's kind of, in some respects, it's a lot like Facebook in the layout and the design, which is
And
not
Bex.
accidental, I would imagine. But it, has instant chat. It has the group function. It has private. It has, you can, in some respects, it's like Google Docs. You can share documents and stuff like that. So, I mean, from a business standpoint, Yammer's great, but an average person's not going to use it. It's like LinkedIn. From a professional standpoint, LinkedIn's great, but the average person's not going to use it.
If you want to connect with your group privately, that's just like tweeting to your group privately, and you can also put your tweet, your yammers, whatever you want to call them, out into the Twitter network as well. If you put #yam, it'll appear in your Twitter feed. So then it'll go
I have
public.
a problem with that because I use Ping for that, and so if I'm not careful which programs I allow access to Twitter, I end up with multiple tweets because it gets stuck in a loop.
Right.
So you end up
Yeah, that's
one program tweets it out. Another program picks up that you've tweeted, so it retweets it. The first program goes, oh, he just tweeted from somewhere else. I'll pick that up and I'll tweet that. So you end up with this infinite loop thing going on of tweets.
Now, sorry, Shane, did you finish with that story? Did you have anything else?
Yeah,
pretty much. When's it
I
closing?
don't really know too much about it, so I was hoping that either someone like Eric or Will would fill in the gap.
All right, look, while we're on Yammer, you've got to go. I've got a poll up on Yammer. One of you have answered it. The question is, who is the biggest lying cow? A, Molly the cow. B, Molly's mother. C, bitch face Mole Gillard. Or D, Mother Teresa. So fill in the.
But that poll does go nowhere except to us.
No, it just goes in Yammer.
Big
You
response.
haven't got my mother-in-law there, so how am I supposed to answer? I mean, seriously, like, it's rigged.
Now
It's rigged, yeah. It's skewed.
let's continue with what's happening at Apple. Bit of news this week, Eric. Over
Is there?
Yes.
Is there really?
Yeah. Some hackers
Is that right?
hackers got into them.
All right. I've got a Spotify story. You
Oh.
love Spotify, Glenn.
Oh yeah, we'll do your Spotify one then.
Well, free streaming music service may be coming to an iPhone and iPad near you.
Ooh.
Streaming music service Spotify is reportedly in negotiations to make its free subscription tier available on smartphones and tablets, according to a report from The Verge.
Nice.
The Verge.
Well, that'd be
Spotify,
good.
the
That'd be
popular
good.
music subscription service, is due to meet in the coming weeks with its major counterparts in the record industry to renew their licensing agreements.
Now I'll tell you.
That'd be good.
Now look, I'm going to probably preempt one of Garth's reviews because Garth is back tonight. But one of the reviews that he did, and it will be in a couple of weeks, was for Pandora. Now I'm not going to review it now, obviously, but look, I've got into it and it's great. I love it. So have a look at that music. And it's all about music. It's called Pandora, and it's different to Spotify. It's free, and it sort of builds up what you like rather than you choosing your music. But have a look at that. I just had to mention that because it is good.
So it's
And,
like it's got its own like a little genius in there.
yes, very.
I just love the
interesting.
way that this is news for Apple. It's only been on Android for like 4 years.
Yeah, but
Spotify has it.
Yeah.
no, not
But
Spotify.
but
What?
Yeah,
no,
it's been on
Pandora
Android.
has.
No, so is Spotify. Spotify's been on Android for a hell of a long time.
But free.
Well, no one buys Android, so that's probably why they've got to go to iPhone.
You mean the largest user database in the world? Yeah, nobody uses it.
No one. Well, no. Well, okay. Well, of course people buy Android, but the phones keep breaking down and crashing, so there's no point.
Oh, bollocks.
But Spotify, how long has Spotify been free on an Android phone?
No idea.
I've had it 12 months, and I was late to the game. I know that because by the time I downloaded it, there was already like 1 million downloads. So,
Well, I don't believe that.
am I going to have to do research? Don't make me do research.
Yes, we need backup.
We want back up. All right. Well, let's move on to something else. Well, Will's doing some research. Let me move on to what about the PlayStation? Or is that one that Will might want to comment on? Let's move.
Oh, PlayStation. That's boring, but talk about it.
Yeah, there's not a lot to talk
No
about.
one cares.
No one cares about the PlayStation. Some people might. But the PlayStation 4 has been announced after a long wait, apparently about 7 years since the PlayStation 3's come out. Now, it's introduced its latest gaming console at an event in New York City.
How much?
This week. There is no...
How much?
There is only rumours to the amount of the price. The rumour...
Pre-orders are available for $900.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Really?
No
Yes,
thanks.
they are.
Well, I've got only this story that I've found is the rumours of the starting price of around $429. And that's
29.
It launched this morning because I was watching it on the iPhone until the stream dropped out.
Sony
Yeah, I was watching bits and pieces of it.
Sony has haven't made specific in offering an exact release date. So, well, it's launched, but it's not released. But they will be available in time for in 2013 this year. Now, look, just some stats apparently on this new thing, on this new one. Now, let's have a look here because it sounds like it's
PS4 pre-orders start at £399, $900 US.
£399, 900 US. It's about 850 Aussie.
But is that fair income? Where's that from?
It's expensive.
That's what it says.
But what site's that
That's
from?
a rip-off.
Well, I'll give you the link in a minute.
I can't do links.
He's doing.
I'm just
he's
reading. I'm
doing
just reading the
research.
tweets. I'm reading the tweets at the moment. I'm following to the actual link. So
All right. The PS4 runs on an 8-core x86 CPU. 8-core. Ooh. And improved.
well,
Yes.
running at 1.6 to keep heat down.
An improved graphics processor delivering a combined 2 teraflops of performance. That's a bad name, isn't it? The console.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with having a teraflop.
You don't only go on your honeymoon and have a teraflop. I tell you.
That'd be terrible. The
Oh,
console.
you don't. Oh, that explains that.
So you finally know. You should have took the pills, Will. Now
The hard drive had 2 teraflops, Will.
all in
So it
one.
was really a soft drive.
All in one night. Oh, how unfortunate. Now, the console includes 8 gig of memory and a local hard drive. Also, Sony also introduced a new DualShock 4 gaming controller with a range of tracking and connectivity features to improve gaming quality on the PS4. Look, they're in the show notes, aussietechheads.com.au. Go to the show notes. There's heaps more stuff on there. Link back to the right article.
Basically, the short answer is they've tried 3 attempts at making custom-made consoles that were outdated before they got them released. This one's basically taking off-the-shelf components, theoretically keeping the price down, although it's got a $250 video card in it, and putting a camera on the wireless controller because they thought that'd be cool.
Well, it could be if you had a need for it.
Because when you're playing and it's doing this, you really want the camera to be on.
Well, you do. You could be doing figure eights or something. All right, where? That's enough of that. What have you found that link yet?
There's
No.
a lot of them, but there's a lot of speculation.
I don't think it's set in stone. I think it's all hocus pocus at the minute. But Shane, did you have another story? Let's move on while Will's still engrossed.
Yep. Microsoft quietly raises the prices of Mac Office by up to 17%.
Well done.
Yeah. Microsoft has quietly raised the price of Office Mac as much as 17% and stopped selling the multi-license packages of the application suite. The move puts Office Mac 2011 in the same pricing schedule as the new Office 2013 for Windows. So it's kind of basically saying it looks like it's pushing people in the direction of Windows. Yeah, why pay the same price for an older product kind of thing?
I think what it's
Well,
actually.
you've already got a Mac. You're not going to go to Windows.
Yes,
I think what it's probably trying to do is I think the Windows and the Mac platform, they're trying to wean us off and onto the cloud, into the Office 365. They're making that pretty...
yeah, that's what you guys are saying.
Yeah, I think they're making that pretty attractive price-wise. Top tier's about 30 odd bucks, I think, but bottom tier's about $8 a month. And apparently, all the updates are going to come out first on the Office 365, and then they'll be released normally as like service packs on the actual the physical installed Office. So, don't know why they're doing that. Well, can't just punch them out altogether.
The PlayStation 4 is available for pre-order from ebgames.com.au for $8.99.
All right,
There you go.
there you go. Yeah, but
So take that.
but they might be just saying 900 just to cover themselves, and then it could just be like 400, and they'll give you $400 back.
Oh, they'll have sales
They
on
will
it.
not give you 400 back. They will say too bad.
They'll say,
Optus will have a sale. Optus will have a sign up. A million years, and we'll give you a PS4 for nothing.
have a game.
They'll go, here you go. It's only actually 400, but we charge you $8.99. So have a $12 cable. There you go. Problem solved.
Well, I think didn't EB Games? They probably went to the Adobe School of Pricing in it for Australians.
Yeah.
So yeah, 900. Good stuff. All right, now I got one here. I got one. Foxtel. Now Foxtel, you know the Go app, Foxtel Go app. I think Eric, you're
mate.
You're on top of it,
Yeah, I'm on it.
You're on it?
I'm on top of it.
and you like it.
Teraflops or akimbo
Oh,
all over it.
Foxtel has announced the Fox Sports channels 1, 2, and 3 have been added to its Go iPhone and iPad app, allowing everyone to access NRL, rugby union, and cricket matches on the device. The app will broadcast a number of live sporting events, including the Ashes. Wow. The British and Irish Lions Rugby Union Tour, and every match in the 2013 Super Rugby season. In addition, there will be 5 live matches shown during each round of the NRL. Ooh, yeah. The Go app can be downloaded from the Apple Store, obviously. And however, the Go app is not available to customers who use Optus TV or Optus TV or Foxtel on the T-Box. Foxtel's Executive Director of Product, Jim Rudder, said that in the future the app will be available on Android, Macintosh and PCs. Now,
Sweet.
yes, I've also got a little table here that doesn't just stream Hell for Leather from the Foxtel studio. It actually determines what device you're on and how you're receiving the internet, and it will adjust its speed as required. So you've got iPad, iPhone 3G. You've got a minimum speed of 155 megabytes per hour, up to 300 megabytes per hour. So you'll know that if you're going to watch a show, worst case scenario, you'll probably hit 300 megs an hour. An iPad, iPhone on Wi-Fi minimum is 435 meg an hour or 910 maximum an hour. So there you go.
Yeah, that's all right.
So 2 hours pretty much. You hit your max and then you just keep watching.
So I have a question about this because I was going to use this when I go away.
No, can't use it. I already looked into that because it's it's region specific.
Yeah, it doesn't go off your box at home. It's not like the American
Slingbox.
Not like Slingbox, yeah.
No, I knew it wasn't like Slingbox, but I kind of thought it defeats the
Because
purpose.
there are different licensing agreements for different shows in different countries.
Yeah, because you couldn't possibly want to watch your show that you would normally watch when you're away.
Well, this is true.
Well, no, that's the common sense answer, which is correct. But we're talking about licensing buffheads here who don't seem to think in that way.
No,
But so let me get this straight. So the stuff that is predominantly on Foxtel has come from America. I'm going to be in America, so I can't actually watch a show in America where it came from because I'm trying to use it on an Australian service who got it from America in the first place.
Well, yes, correct. But at the same time, what you'll be watching in America, you're probably 2 seasons in front of us already anyway.
Yeah, true.
Just download it.
Right, so
It's rubbish.
the other thing with this Foxtel to go thing, just one more question. I thought it was basically whatever your Foxtel package was available on the Apple device. So that's not the case by the sound of it.
No, I thought that too. And I logged in and I was trying to look at the channels that I would normally get on the box here, and not there because they're only rolling out the channels slowly.
Yep.
can't
And
you?
because you thought that, it'll never work that way.
But can't you? Can you run some sort of region code blocker thing?
No. Well, unless you can find what do you call that thing? A hotspot shield type program for
Like a
the
proxy.
iPad.
I think you
proxy.
can. Yeah, I think you can.
But
get
then that
those.
slows it right down. And let me tell you, Shane, the Wi-Fi in America is hideous.
Really?
It is hideous, mate. Especially you've been staying in hotels and whatnot. You might as well bring your dial-up modem with you.
Oh, jeez.
It's
But
not only America.
don't expect to be getting anything fantastic.
That's in Australia too. I love it when you're looking through
Yeah,
motel
Australia's the
listings
same.
and stuff, and they say, "Yeah, free Wi-Fi." Yeah, no worries. You go there and you'll get to your room, and you're like, "Okay, there's no Wi-Fi." You ring reception. Oh, where's your free Wi-Fi? Well, if you go and sit in the bench out the front next to the fire escape beside the cigarette butt collector, you should be able to get one bar there.
Yeah, right. Good story.
Well, if you can get full bars, it's throttled. You won't. It's 1.5 down and 256k up.
So what?
It's ADSL one
most of
speed.
Most of Australia's internet then.
Yeah, it's ADSL one speeds, but then you got 80 rooms getting the one connection.
Yeah.
But,
So don't even think about getting the internet over there, mate. Just get yourself an AT&T 3G chip,
what were
I
you wanting to
I'll
watch?
go to Starbucks.
or go to Starbucks. But you got to buy something. You can't just sit there. You got to buy a coffee and they give you the code.
What were you wanting to watch?
I can
Just
say.
anything, just in general, or just the sport?
Well, yeah, like I said, I thought it was going to be my package available via the Apple device over
Wow.
there while I was away.
No.
But obviously not.
No, obviously not. No. All right. So, guess what? Garth is back. We recorded some more, and so now I haven't heard from Garth for a little while, but we're going to try and put Garth on right now.
was going to say, while you're lining him up, can I just quickly? I just logged into my Google Play account.
Yes.
And went back and looked at my first download of Spotify, and it was the 23rd of the 1st, 2012.
Okay.
You're like a dog with a bone,
Well, that's
aren't you,
like
Will?
4 years ago.
Well, I stand corrected.
No, that was when I first downloaded
Well,
it.
maybe are you on a grandfathered plan? Because you go to the web page. Like I haven't studied this in and out, but if you go to the Spotify web page, I'm sure you can't do that now. I'm sure you can't just download.
Right. I'll try it on my phone and I'll see.
But you've already got it. You've already got it.
Yeah.
So,
Not on this phone. I haven't installed on this phone. I've got it on my previous phone.
but you've probably got it under that account that you're still using on that
Yeah.
phone. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, because the whole idea of Spotify, well, I thought was that you get it for free on the desktop. But hey, if you want to mobile it, well, you've got to pay. That's I thought was
Well,
the whole
I'll
idea.
install it on Sonia's phone and I'll let you know.
Okay, I don't care about. I'm not going to fight you.
No, I'm just curious. I don't
Well,
know.
I
I
might.
no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Funny,
fight you.
All right. So so Garth's back. We're going to try and run Garth's app review. So if fingers crossed, I'll just undo that there. Fingers crossed, it's going to work. All right. So take it away, a Garthy boy. Yes, hi everyone, and as feared, we are back. Series 3. We've come back.
As feared?
Hello, Catra. Hello,
No
Garth.
shout.
Weird. What are you trying to say, Glenn?
Well,
I could have stayed in my little hole. I had it dug well, nice and deep.
we threatened, and the the threat has come. So
Oh, dear.
yes, iOS buffs and heads. We are back for Series 3. So how are you doing, Garth? Had a Merry Christmas, all that stuff. Good on you. Christmas is over, so just be brief.
Thank you. Good. Next.
Good.
So, first up,
What do we got?
off the tree, or off the whatever,
Yeah.
it's Audio Boo.
Oh, boo. Yes.
No, don't scare me. So Audio Boo is a new type of social network. But well, it's another platform, another social network platform, which I'm actually really enjoying at the moment. So it lets you do. How can I best describe it? Think of Twitter.
Yes.
Think of audio, and audio Twitter. You've got it.
Right.
So Audio Boo, so AUDIOBOO.FM is the site. It's basically a that's the platform.
Yeah.
Sign up there and you'll get a free account which allows you 3 minutes recording time. Okay. There is of course an iOS app, one of those apps for those other Google things.
Oh, one of those. Yes.
Yep. There's one
Yep.
of those ones as well, I'm sure. There's probably a few other platforms as well.
Yep.
And it lets you do a 3-minute recording for free that you can then upload to the
Right.
site.
Okay.
Touch your photo, touch your location, all the same sort of normal stuff.
Yep.
On Audio Boo itself, there's a number of channels, so you can either just follow, individuals, same as Twitter, but there's also channels, and like the BBC puts out a lot of stuff.
Okay.
on Audio
Right.
Boo, a lot of audio books. One guy I follow is did you ever watch Red Dwarf, the
Yes.
space show?
Every
Yeah.
now and then. Yes.
Yeah, I used to love Red Dwarf. Anyway, Bobby Llewellyn, the guy there, he's big into Audio Boo himself. And, they've got audio books up there on the channels as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Right.
with a paid account, you can go up to 30 minutes of recording. A lot of people are using it to do podcasts as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So a paid account will cost you about $80-$90 a year, something like that, and
Ooh.
that sort of money.
Right.
Not cheap, not dear. Gives you 30 minutes, so basically unlimited bandwidth for up to 30 minutes as often as you like.
So tell me, do you use Audio Boo?
I am, so if you want to follow me, iBlindTech, you'll hear my little missives to the ether.
Right. Good stuff.
You can set it automatically to post to Twitter as well, so I've got that going there. So if you're following iBlindTech on Twitter, you'll get those tweets. And you'll see tweets come across your timeline every now and then, with links in them. And they
Yep.
could be links straight to Audio Boo, and you double tap the link and you'll go straight into hearing the audio.
Nice.
So yeah, Audio Twitter.
All right, and that's free.
It's a free app
That's how
on
we
iOS,
like it.
of course. Yep.
Oh, that's how we like it.
3-minute account for free. Give it a go. I'm really enjoying it. So
Cool.
yeah,
Good
it's
stuff.
there.
So good stuff, Garth. So that's the first one kicked off for the year, and
That's
there's
it.
plenty more to come. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye, guys.
All right, everything worked. That was good. Now, so you can find Garth's that review in its singular form, if you like, just on the aussietechheads.com.au webpage. Just look for GAS reviews, iOS reviews, I think it's under, and do that. Now, as I said at the top of the show as well, each day I'm going to go through and find a paid app that is free for the day, and one that I recommend. So like us on the Facebook page and have a look for that every day. Maybe not Saturday and Sunday. See how I go. See how I wake up. but yeah, pretty much every day I'm going to do that. All right. So there's a couple of good ones coming out of there this week, even. So it's great. All right, let's move on. What are we going to move on to? How about I've got a story about a little quick one here. Kogan, another Kogan story. The Kogan launches new Android low-cost tablet. Now, there's a little picture of it. Yeah, the Australian manufacturer and online retailer, the Supremo Kogano, is selling the Agora Mini 8 and the Agora 10-inch tablets from today. Prices starting at $119 and $179 respectively. The new Agora branded tablets come with dual-core processors and are available in 8 and 16 gig variants. Now, William, can we discuss your little cheap tablet purchase? Have you received it yet?
No.
Okay.
But that wasn't... No. I know why I haven't received it. It's got nothing to do with the shipping company, so...
So are you going?
Well, it's got nothing to do with the company I bought it from, put it that way.
Oh, so it's the shipping.
You want to tell us who that company is?
It's thanks to Australia's high-quality postal service.
Well, how do you know?
Yeah.
Well,
why? Because I got the tracking number. That's how I know.
Oh, okay. So it's on its way.
We've been having, because in the area we're in, Australia Post uses contractors, and they're doing a lot of areas. And what happens is contractors get paid regardless of whether or not they deliver parcels. So what was happening...
Oh, what a scam that is.
Yeah. They are trialling in Sydney a new way of doing it, which is you get paid per parcel.
Yeah.
But here you just get paid...
No. That's not going to work. That means they have to do some work.
So here you just get paid regardless of whether or not you get stuff. And it turned out that nobody in, like, this 2 suburbs had received any packages for, like, 2 weeks. And this courier was just taking everything and taking it home and throwing it in the shed.
Jeez. Well, I hope that's not what's happening to me, because I ordered a microphone like 5 weeks ago, and I still haven't got it.
I ordered 3 cameras from Hong Kong, and I got them in 5 days.
A lot of stuff, it depends on how it comes over. A lot of stuff is delayed because of the storms we've been having. The ships can't get in. So there has been a lot of delay with stuff coming from overseas if it's coming via ship.
Likely story.
Yeah, lightly. Now, all right, now another little quick one is Google may be considering retail stores. Can you believe it?
Oh, God.
Now look.
What's next? Lowe's is going to get into IT.
Oh, look, this is bull. This is all bull. This is the only reason I pulled this story out was because it was reported in the Wall Street Journal, and you'll see why. Now, you know, if you follow the show, you know what we hate. What it's on top of our hate list are these unknown sources. This is another unknown source. Google is working on plans...
A source close to the situation?
Yes, one of those ones. Google is working on plans to open retail stores in the US where the company would sell Google-branded hardware, according to a report in the Wall Street Journal. Now, the journal's unnamed sources did not say where the stores might be located or if they would even open this year. So, geez, forward planning. The source must be close to the finger on the pulse, or what, you know? So Google, what can they sell in their stores? Chromebooks, phones, glasses. That's about it. That's it.
Chromebooks, they're a piece of pus.
Yeah, they got not much going on for a store. But anyway, that's that. And Microsoft.
Yeah, but neither's Adobe, and they've opened a store.
But they're doing, aren't they? What are they doing? They're doing some cloud hosting down here or something, aren't they?
Clown hosting.
Clown, yeah, that's about it. Exactly.
Well, I had the big red, the big red tape.
It's like what was it in The Simpsons? Krusty the Clown School.
You
go in there as Adobe employees riding little bikes.
Well, they were all getting around with pie on their face last week, so it's got something to do with party time. Microsoft Outlook.com is out of the preview phase. That didn't take them long. It took Google 8 years for Gmail. Oh, that was the beta phase.
Well, that's Google for you.
The service, apparently, which claims 60 million active users since the preview was released in July. How's that? 60 million, that's a few. Will soon start to upgrade Hotmail users to Outlook. So users won't have to switch to an Outlook.com address if they prefer not to. Microsoft is also launching a large-scale marketing campaign to promote the service worldwide, stating that it is confident that Outlook.com is ready to scale to 1 billion people. Wowzers. Wowzers.
Now,
yes, William.
Sorry, is that story finished or?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I was going to say, talking about like cloud and cloud-related stuff, it's all fine and dandy if you can get the internet, but there are always downsides to that. And in this case, Telstra has been left with its second burnt-down exchange in 3 months after a bushfire swept through Kangaroo Island a couple of days back. And the building basically, what got burnt down, telephone lines got burnt down, which affects obviously internet, it affects home phone, it affects mobile, it also affects like emergency service and communication and things like that. So they also had another one go down to Sydney, I think it was the other one, and then they had the cable damage up north as well. So not bagging Telstra, I mean, it's not their fault, but I'm just saying, like, it's all fine and dandy to have all this stuff in the cloud only, but it never hurts to have a local copy of everything, even though the cloud's basically indestructible. Local outages like this are going to be common. So from a business standpoint, you still need to have a local copy of your files as well as on the cloud, because I do know of some businesses that just run cloud-based. You still got to have a local copy, because like what happens if your cloud file that could start, well, I don't know, you could start getting up into the gigabytes, couldn't you, of data and stuff that you've stored in the cloud, and then if for some reason something happens, well, you might have to download all that and then re-back upload it and all that. That could take hours. So,
have a local copy.
As I said, I love the cloud. Everything I've got is backed up there, and most stuff I've got is just about everything in one form or another is on the cloud.
Your head's in the cloud, Will.
Well, yeah, but that was well before.
I was going to say his head was somewhere. Somewhere else, but it just does go to show you that it's still at this point, unless technology, I don't know, how does technology change to correct that? Can technology overcome that? I'm sure that like US military and a lot of the military bases are all pretty well secured against fire and things, but the average consumer internet, it's not really as robust as we'd like it to be. Correct.
That's right. Now, Eric, have you got any more stories? Or
let me see. And
I'm not sure if Shane has. I'll have a look, and Shane can go.
Someone just voted. Who voted?
You're on it, aren't you? You love it. You got your own little.
I'm going to use it as polls and post it to Twitter.
But you can. It only works
on
with
an
us.
anonymous. I just call it the election poll yammer.
Why don't you just make up just a spurious poll altogether? Just make one up. Say you've surveyed like 10,000 people over the last 3 weeks. Put the results up. and send it to Twitter and see what happens.
What, you mean like the government does?
That's right.
Thank you, Will. Oh, dear. I got nothing.
All right, what about iTunes? iTunes had an update.
Oh, no. Here we go. Here, Audible brings audiobooks to Apple's iPad with first tablet-optimized app. Audible on Wednesday announced changes to its official application on Apple's iOS platform, redesigning it for iPhone and rolling out a tablet-optimized layout for iPad owners. Might get this. The new iPad interface, according to Audible, leverages established design patterns as well as some unique to Audible in order to bring a more user-friendly tablet experience for tablet owners.
Nice.
I want to get that. I want to get that right now.
I had heard that I haven't used it obviously because I don't have an iPhone. I had heard that and it's really strange, the Audible app for iOS wasn't as refined as the Android app for some reason.
No, you're right, Will. You're absolutely right.
Even though it was out, like Audible I remember waiting when Audible come to Apple, it was waiting and waiting. It was nearly like it had to have been at least 12 months before it came out.
It's not very good. I don't use it. I just use the podcast app that Apple provides.
Yeah, okay.
Because the Audible app is hideous.
Well, hopefully this will
which
be
is,
better.
as I said, it's odd because it was out 12 months before the Android one come out. So I don't really. There's probably no excuse for that, really. It's only taken them,
Correct.
4 years to update it.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
it takes people time to do these things. Now, where have you got these stories, Will?
Yeah, there's one I want to mention. Obviously, with the release of the new Samsung stuff that's come out, the HTC's sort of been tucked away in the corner, but HTC's just released or they've revealed their new flagship phone. It's called the HTC One, and basically it's in terms of features, it's pretty much a 4.7-inch 1080p display, which is 468 pixels per inch, which is higher than a Retina, I believe, unless I'm
Right.
mistaken. It's got a 1.7 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon processor, 2 gig of RAM, like normal RAM, plus it's got 32 gig or 64 gig options for internal storage. It does HDMI output and things like that. It looks like a really nice phone. It's aluminium. It comes in an aluminium. I don't know if it's aluminium finish or actually aluminium. I don't know. But it's got obviously all the new bells and whistles, HD camera, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, nice.
And so it's going to be sort of the HTC equivalent of the Galaxy S3. So
I don't mind the
HTC
HTC phones.
generally, well, they were from my previous phone before, like the phone I've got now is the Note 2, obviously. But my previous phone was the HTC Desire, which is nearly a 3-year-old phone now. And for the most part, I was really happy with this thing. It copped an absolute flog in this thing, and it still works as good as the day I got it.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah, but HTC, like they got to this, they built a great device, and then they went, that'll do. And
Yeah.
sort of for the last 2 years, they've just sort of sat there and gone, eh.
But now they're back.
But finally, they've brought out something, and it looks like it's going to be a great device. So if you haven't already rushed out, and if you are an Android lover, or you want to switch to Android, and you haven't already gone out and got the S3, which a dead set is everywhere. Like every Android phone I see nearly is an S2 or an S3 now.
I agree, Will.
new
They're
HTC
everywhere.
a go.
They're
So-
everywhere.
And actually, the amount of Notes 2s I have seen in the last couple of weeks, given that it's only been available on a plan for, 2 months, they are absolutely everywhere. Just about every businessman I see walking down the street has one. So,
I got the S1. How's that?
yeah. Yeah.
See,
S1.
it's gone dark.
Shit one.
The day I
Is
stopped.
that the crappy one that you kept blowing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the screen's gone dark and it has
Well-
never regained consciousness.
The S1 was obvious, but it's like the first generation of anything. Whether it's the first generation iPhone, the first generation S phone, so it was a whole architecture switch. So, I mean, it was a bad start, but at the same time, they really have progressed in leaps and bounds. So, okay, it was a bad start. They learnt from it. They went above that. So,
All right,
You know.
yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, no, I
So
like that
just-
desire. I like that one. Yes, Shane.
Just before we move on, I've just stumbled across as you were reading the story, Will, that on Gizmodo, Harvey Norman, I don't know if accidentally or intentionally, released the price for that phone, $746 outright.
outright, yeah. It probably will come down pretty quick, probably to, I would imagine, probably it's about 700 to make it comparable with the S3. But even now the S3 is coming down. You can, even though Harvey Norman's still, I'm actually just looking on the Harvey Norman site now. I think the S3 is still a little bit dear, but you can get the S3 for around 600 now. So the Note 2, the Samsung Note 2 is 750. So it's the same price as a Note 2 at the moment. So
I think-
it'll probably have to drop a little bit, but yeah, I think, look, it in terms of the other than the straight Nexus, which is Nexus 4 or whatever it was, that you can't get anymore. This is probably a pretty good compromise. So it'll be interesting to see HTC back in the game, not using Windows.
Now I've actually
Yay!
I've got a question, just for a thumbs up for our studio audience. You've got a S3, S2 or S3, Steve? S3. Oh, an S3. There we go. Studio audience has got an S3. They are everywhere, Will. They are
Yeah.
everywhere.
And I
Right, hang on.
believe, if it's the phone I'm thinking is his, I don't know if it's his. One of somebody in the chat room has a grey import.
Oh, okay. There
Which
you go.
and just to clarify things, grey imports aren't illegally imported or anything like that. They're simply a phone that is either not available or you don't want to buy in this country. It's purchased legitimately from overseas and shipped here. You can occasionally run into issues with upgrades because they use different firmwares, but for the most part, a grey phone, if you want to get a phone early, that's the way to do it. When it gets released in the States, you order it from the States, you get it delivered. That's called a grey import.
But yeah, but you might have issues with warranties. But anyway, don't want to go into
No,
that.
generally not. They're pretty good for the most part. Okay, I have heard horror stories, but it's like anything. Whether you buy a camera or whatever you buy from overseas, normally they're nationwide warranties on those big cameras. So,
Yep. Now I've got two more I want to get through. Does anyone else have any before we do my other two?
I've only really got one recommendation, just on the Android things we were talking about. This is going to be pretty hard to see. As you can see, I've got what looks like a normal case on there. This is, however, actually a battery case. It has a 4500 milliamp battery built into the case. For the Note 2, because the whole, and it clips on really well. The whole front on a Note 2 is glass, so it's incredibly easy to break, as you can see. The battery life is amazing, as Frosty in the chat room just said. I get all day heavy use out of this thing without an external battery, but I do have this external battery pack on eBay for $25, with a 4000 milliamp battery, and turns it into a landscape with a stand and stuff on it as well. So basically, we'll charge the phone battery 1.5 times off this pack, and it's absolutely amazing. If you search on eBay for Note 2 battery case, and basically it lives in there. It has a pass-through USB, so all USB stuff works the way it normally would, and all you do to activate it, you can press the button once, it shows you the battery level in the case, or if you hold it down, it flashes, it beeps, and it charges the phone.
Right.
So
Nice.
if you have one of these phones, it doesn't add much to the size of it, doesn't add much to the weight of it, and it really protects it because it's all rubberized, all solid rubber, and it makes the thing completely. I can literally take this to work, like take it off the charge Friday, use it all day at work Friday, half day at work Saturday, and put on the charge Sunday night.
That's good. That's good.
So it turns it back to, a weekend phone instead of having to carry a charger with you everywhere.
Well, I've got to charge mine, iPhone 5, once a day. I'd have to do it every night. So, yeah, so that's good. All right, now, here's a story. Standards Australia have launched or unwrapped their new e-waste standard for Australia and New Zealand. So the joint standard, I don't want to read those numbers there. Do I want to read those? AS/NZS5377:2013 collection, storage, transport, and treatment of end-of-life electrical and electronic equipment was announced today. It builds upon existing environmental protection and international agreements, setting up processes required to reduce the amount of e-waste going to the landfill. The standard will help to deliver e-waste from landfill by providing a rigorous process for its collection, storage and recycling, the standard's CEO Colin Blair said. Now, there's Senator Don Farrell, Federal Parliamentary Secretary for Sustainability and Urban Water, said the standard complements the Australian Government's National Television and Computer Recycling Scheme, which provide free pickup of computers, hard drives, keyboards, printers and televisions to households and businesses. Now, householders and businesses can drop off unwanted e-waste products confident that the valuable materials they contain will be recovered and that any hazardous materials will not enter the environment. Now, if you want to know more about this great initiative, because you don't want to just chuck your TV and your printer into a hole in the ground, you can go the webpage. Well, it's not a really big one, but it's environment.gov.au/settlements/waste/e-waste. Now, there's also a link on that, linked there in the show notes. So if you're interested in that, go and have a look there. Now, my last story it's all about Chubby Checker. Do you remember Chubby Checker?
Oh, yeah, I read this
Let's
story.
twist again.
That's the one. Let's twist again. Well, this is another one of those cases, I think, where you just keep your mouth shut because you're going to be looked upon as being a bit of a stupid idiot. And I think this is what's happened. So, rock and roll singer Chubby Checker, twisting again, is suing HP over an app that used his name as a euphemism for penis size. Now, this has got nothing to do with Chubby Checker. The app has got
Billy
nothing.
Birmingham in the 12th Man used to call that a chubby.
Yeah, but like the Chubby Checker app, which appeared on websites for Palm OS devices, so not many would have been sold anyway, claimed to guess the intimate measurement based on shoe size. Now, have a guess how much he's suing for. How much he's
Oh, a
asked?
couple.
Oh, it was like 1.6 million or something, wasn't it?
Lawyers acting for the singer are seeking 500 million
Okay, that's
in-
gone up.
in compensation, saying the app has done irreparable damage to his reputation. What? It's HP.
Nobody would have known
What
about
reputation?
it
No
if he kept
one,
his mouth shut.
no one's listened to him for about 30 years.
That's right.
If he had kept his mouth shut, nobody would know anything about it.
HP said it removed the app as soon as it received a complaint. Well, probably removed the app because they probably removed Palm at the same time. He's hurt.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
It was a BlackBerry only app.
Oh, I don't know what the hell it was, but it's stupid. Like it's just so stupid. It goes on and goes. He's hurt. His lawyer said he worked hard to build his name and reputation over the years. We cannot sit idly and watch as technology giants or anyone else exploit the name or likeness of an innocent person with the goal of making millions of dollars.
But they, oh god,
Hang on, have you actually read the history of this app anyway?
No.
The Chubby Checker app was created for Palm OS in 2009, and it was then retired in September 2012 because there's no longer Palm OS devices.
Well, HP removed it. That's right. They've removed it. But how stupid. How stupid. Like, come on, Chubbs. What are you doing? What's going on? Oh, he needs another hit. He needs another hit. Take his mind off things. But,
He needs something.
yeah, crazy.
So to quote the great man Billy Brownless, "Suki suki la la."
That's right. That's the same thing as that photo of, what's that chick that got round? What's her name?
Bingle.
Bingle.
Lara Bingle.
Yeah, the one in the shower.
Oh, yeah.
If she hadn't,
Oh, God.
if she hadn't cried her eyes about it over it, no one would have known about it. But she cried her eyes out.
Well, if she hadn't leaked it herself in the first place to get some publicity because everyone was ignoring her.
That's right. That's right. Stupid. But anyway, oh look, I've got one more.
I love
We'll do one more.
the CNET quote for this app. One such disaster has affected Chubby Checker's pants. for his pants are in a twist about the app.
There was a good graphic I was going to pull for the show, but it might have been a bit too rude.
We're going to pull a chubby graphic.
Well,
Everybody out there, especially little boys and girls, go out there, go onto Google and search for chubby picture,
yeah,
and
you'll see it. You'll see it. It's pretty funny, but maybe just not for the show. That's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just maybe not here. Now, my last story, just before we go, because this is quick. There's a new $60 million undersea cable between Australia and New Zealand to improve capacity. So good on them. Telstra,
Is that how the Kiwis are coming over now, is it?
they shove them through a cable and they appear at the other end.
Telstra, Vodafone and Telecom will build a new 60 million submarine cable between Auckland and Sydney to provide greater capacity. The companies have signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding. Why would you? No, I don't know. To co-invest in they've signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding.
Oh, that's in case Telstra decides they want to do it with somebody else.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. The cable will have a design capacity of 30 terabytes. Is that? Terabits per second? And
Terabytes.
it was a little b.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Terabits per second. Well, that's what it says here. And we'll
Still
include...
pretty quick.
Why would you measure it in terabits when that would be equivalent to like gigabytes?
I don't know. Well, it's a big T.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds better.
We've designed to be finalised over the next few months, blah, blah, blah. Completed 2014. Australia and New Zealand are currently serviced by two other undersea cables, the Tasman 2 and the Southern Cross, which is owned by Telecom New Zealand, Singtel, Optus and Verizon Business. All right, good stuff. Now, has anyone else got anything before we go?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Free plug.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
Glenn,
Yes.
do you remember a guy called Ian McRae?
Yes. I think.
The 2SM radio announcer? Remember him?
Don't know.
Ian McRae.
I know the
I
last
think
night.
you should. He's about your
My vintage. Where is
he's
he?
about your well, anyway,
Yeah.
he's got a radio school.
Right.
Welcome to the Ian McRae Radio School. It's radioschool.biz.
Yep.
If you go to the website. And he teaches broadcast and podcasts. He's got a podcast course and a radio broadcast course.
Okay.
And it's very good. His website's a bit iffy. I'm going to talk to him about that.
Oh, yeah.
But his courses are pretty good
Right. Okay. So how come you're on this wagon?
because he's my client.
Oh, okay. Right. So yeah. Okay. So what is it? Radioschool.biz.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we'll check that out. I'll check that out. So everyone have a go. Have a look at the webpage. Is it really bad? Let's have a
It's,
look.
Look, it's got all the information you need, but it's very static.
It was definitely built like,
Probably,
it should have been built 15 years ago.
Yeah, he updates the content every now and again, but he hasn't updated the format for quite some time.
Oh, okay. Right. How long's he been doing the webpage for?
I don't know. Been doing the radio school for quite a while.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. We'll go and check that one out. We might. Where was he when we had all our audio problems? We might have to hire him.
Probably laughing.
Probably laughing, listening and laughing.
He goes,
His
oh,
webpage hasn't been updated for a while because it's still copyright 2012.
oh, that's
Well, it's
nothing.
2013 now.
That's nothing. But yeah, so we're laughing at his webpage. He's laughing at our audio.
Exactly.
I'd rather have better
Well, there you
audio
go.
than webpage.
46-hour course, $2,500.
Oh,
There you go.
there you go.
It does course outline, getting a job, studio orientation, voice production, on-air sessions, reading news and commercials, interviewing guests, voice tracking, teams working in duos, trios, preparation of student demos, on-air paneling, and how to digitally salvage and restore bad audio. Glenn, go and do that course.
So 4 hours with Ian, 2,300.
No,
It's
46
46 hours.
46 hours.
Yeah.
So all right. Or that would equate to 1 hour with Eric. So
That's right. Life lessons with Eric.
That's right. He's a life coach. Life coaching with Eric. You need to do that, Eric. You should do a webpage. Get a few,
You reckon?
Get some
Just
ringtones
do
or
a little-
something.
just do a look at Take the Piss Life Coach page. That'd be hilarious.
That's right. That's right. All right. I think we're finished. All right. So don't forget, we'll kick it off next week. Our fitness focus month. We want to focus. Get people off the computer for a bit. I think that they've only just
I did that yesterday, and I play cricket on Saturdays, and I exercise on Wednesdays.
Good. Well, I've been doing a little bit of boot camp 3 times a week. So
Oh, good on you, mate.
yep.
Good
So
on you.
things are moving, and hopefully guts. So if you want to track what you do every now and then, you need this app, Runtastic Pro. Now, if you want to grab it for free, you want to win a ticket to it, win a code, or whatever you want to call it, you've got to be a follower of our Twitter account at Aussie Tech Heads, and you've got to tweet. You got to tweet at Aussie Tech Heads and something, and use the hashtag Runtastic. All right, you got that? Good. And there are two codes next week. Okay, we'll give away Android or iOS. All right, so that's it. So thanks, Eric. Thanks, Shane. Thanks, Will.
No worries.
Not a problem.
No worries.
And we'll hopefully see every one of you guys next week for another show, another Aussie Tech Heads. Well, that's it. Another one's finished. So thanks, Lounge. Thanks, everyone that's listening, to the YouTubers watching us off the front page, where you can watch the video off the front page once this is up. And, go your hardest. All right, until next week, it's bye for now. Ta-da.
Bye.